said, hey, so 12 years ago, this incredible man said, hey, I see the greatness within you, and I think you'll make it. I was executive team leader at that time, very passionate one. But I look at him, he looked like a father figure. I trusted him. And the passion, I don't think many men, when they talk, you want to make sure you don't forget a word. This is a man. He's a legend. In my life, when I'm saying it's my Boris, our team life, he's a hero, absolutely incredible man. His name is Larry Raskin. And today I have an honor to bring him, and we're going to be learning directly from this man. What a gift. Mr. Raskin, Larry Raskin, we're so happy you're here. Please, guys, we need standing ovation. Hey, but this is a Zoom, and let me make sure that I have him, give him a stage.
It's okay.
It's not okay. You deserve standing ovation and the stage, Larry Raskin, guys.
Well, Renata, it's finally here. We're doing a leadership call together. So I wanna just kind of tell you that when I recall being in New Jersey, I think it was in the Meadowlands, or I may be wrong. I think it was the Meadowlands, and you showed up for the very first. Well, the first time I met you, I was at the top floor of one of these meetings. It was a packed house. I don't know if it was 10 years ago or more than that. I'm not really sure. But what I can say is it was an amazing. Sometimes you meet people. Well, wait a minute. Time out. Anybody that meets Renata, it's like, whoa. I mean, for the first time, it's like, Jesus, man. And the energy and the light, and it was like it was amazing. And I said, who is that? And we just connected, and I just looked at her in the eyes, and Boris was there as well. And I just never forget that. That's one of those moments that you don't forget. And I said, you know what? You have all the makings of being a Circle of Champion member. And she was so elated, didn't even know what it meant. But anyway, I'm here tonight. She's been a Circle of Champion member, now Forum member, and I'm very excited about talking to this team. I want to kind of recognize some people. Leon, I want you to know that your efforts do not go unnoticed, and I wanted to make sure that I called out some people. Leon Kalikman, and you got to watch this guy do yoga. He does yoga just like my wife. It's amazing. Anyway, Gala, I want to thank you for all of your efforts, and Steve and Ina Unger. I just want to say thank you. And I remember meeting you at a couple, I think it was events. I know that we were at the RD and Above event. And then we have Tamrico, RD, Gold Wilkerson, RC, and Manny Peralta. I see you, Manny. Great to see you, brother. Janice Mason, great to see you. Yes. And Tatiana, it was wonderful meeting you not too long ago. And, I want to kind of dedicate this training to two reps that unfortunately went home to the Lord, Boris Tallis and Robert Boyd. I think it's just fitting that only because the love that Renata had for these two gentlemen, she expressed to me, and I thought it would be just good just to dedicate this training to them. So maybe I can put some special sauce on it tonight, just give you something extra. I want to say to you, to all of you that I know and don't know, that it is great to be part of a company as long as that I've been part of it. I've been part of this company for 31 years. I started as an IBO. I was a veteran in the industry. I was at the top of another company. I came into ACN with looked at what they were doing, and there was no other company doing it that I knew of. And I just saw the service-driven industry as a very provocative business where I could get paid like the largest providers in the world, even though they had one service, but they were talking about every service. It one day would open up. And so, I mean, the internet wasn't around. How about that one, 31 years ago? Nobody had an email, or very few. If you did, you were AOL with a disc. It was like a circular disc. It was like $6.95 a month, and you had to wait 5 seconds after you clicked the mouse and waited 5 seconds for the window to change. And so I remember that, and I remember it was just good old fashioned belly to belly, looking people in the eyeballs, three-way calling on the phone all day, just phone jockeying, and out in the morning having morning meetings, afternoon meetings, and PBRs at night, live PBRs at night. I did 2 PBRs in 2 different homes every night, and I was the PBR guy. I brought the PBR to ACN because no one knew how to do PBRs, and I trained the company, and I trained all the leaders outside of my group how to do PBRs. It became a staple, and it is a staple today. I want you to know that I feel very blessed. I have a level of responsibility and obligation to give you what I feel you need in order to perform at a high level. Um, there are some certain skills that have to be addressed. Skills like prospecting. That means your ability to create something out of nothing, your ability to walk anywhere at any time. And because people are there, you can create rapport, establish a connection, create a conversation, get them to speak about themselves, and be very interested in what they're telling you, and tell them to tell you more, and explain that. And that sounds great. And what are your goals? And it's about them. It's about them. It's about them. And then eventually they say, well, how about you? And in your mind, you're saying, well, never thought you'd ask, right? And then you start, that's your entree into a conversation, right? So the prospecting part is a very big skill, and professionally inviting. And we've been spending a whole lot of time, the executive team and the ownership has spent a tremendous amount of time on really what it comes down to is the law of numbers. I can't control, doesn't matter what my level of talent is, I can't control the decision. I can't control when people make a decision. Now, of course, my level of effectiveness in presenting, my level of effectiveness in influencing, and your level of persuasion and influence does dictate the ability for people to make a go-ahead decision. That's true. But you can't count on any one decision. You see, because as one person's determining whether or not they're going to do this, there needs to be dozens of people in the wings that are yet to make a decision. You cannot put all your apples in the cart, on just a couple of people making a decision. So what you can't control is the decision, but what you can control is the amount of people making decisions. So write that down. I control the amount of people making decisions. The decisions will come, whether it be yes, whether it be no, whether it be maybe. If it's a yes, we promote the training. If it's a maybe, we promote the training. If it's a no, it means no, not now. Get them as a customer, put them down in the book. 90 days from now, go back and call them again and let them know just how great you're doing. You know why that's important? Because there's a fortune in the follow-up. That is a true statement, but professional people circle back with people that say no, because in everybody's life, timing is everything. The timing isn't right. So what you said to me was no now, not no forever. You said no to the information today. New information, new decision. How about this? New results for me, new decision for you. Because when I approached you in the beginning, I didn't know squat. I knew nothing. But all of a sudden, I'm down 3 months. I'm in this thing 3 months, 4 months. I got a story. I got a great testimony. Now it's a new story, new decision, right? So that's very, very important. So we must understand that if you really want to get down and honest about it, we control many of the things about what is going on in our business. As an example, who's stopping you from getting a customer tomorrow? Is somebody getting in the way of that? No. Does somebody have to say yes or no to give you permission to go out and attempt to get a customer? No. It's either you get a customer or you build a team member or you recruit a team member to get a customer. That's the business we're in. We get customers, we build a team to get customers to do the same and help them build teams as well. And so it's very important that when we think of the skills, the prospecting, professionally inviting, and in terms of inviting, there's two elements that we leave out at times. And that is being excited and enthusiastic about what you're talking about. You really got to be excited about talking about it. I used to say, man, sometimes if you're not in the mood of doing it, but you know you need to, because sometimes, really the high achiever does what they need to do regardless of whether they want to do it or not. So sometimes you got to fall in love with the mundane, mastering the mundane. What is the mundane? The mundane is the boring, rudimentary. It's the fundamentals that really have no joy. But what you will find out is that the champions of every industry have found a way to master the mundane, putting joy into the more boring things. And because you have really poured yourself into something that no one really cares much about, and because you spend time in really finding ways to put joy into it, it becomes one of your strengths, right? And so it's just very, very important we master the mundane of prospecting and of professionally inviting and this, excitement and enthusiasm in presenting as well as inviting. A mentor of mine said to me one time, he says, look, whatever you need to do to get excited, that means you got to drink 2 Red Bulls and run around the kitchen table 10 times, then do that. And then make phone calls, right? And I get that. So, and presenting, let me ask you all a question. Can we all get better? Yes or no? Yeah, we can get better. Every day, regardless of whether you believe this or not, I work on getting better. I have my devotion in the morning. I do that until I know that I'm ready for my day, and I attack my day in the morning. I'm constantly in personal development. It may be through a reel, because there are on your phone, all depending on what you follow, right? We all follow different reels. You can follow mindset reels, mind motivation reels. And sometimes it's interrupted by stupidity. I just, you give a quick, swap up to that, right? Right. And you get to the ones that matter. And sometimes when something hits me very strong and it's such a great mind perspective, it's something that makes you go, wow. Anybody had a wow moment on one of those things? Like, whoa, but here is where you use personal development. Here's how you apply it and implement and execute it. When you go, wow, you got to say to yourself automatically almost, how can I use this in closing out my meeting? How can I use this in my training? Where would this fit in maybe a topic that I would cover? And so the art of fulfillment, the science of achievement is all based upon figuring out the how and the what that we do. The how and the what is the science part of it. That's the skill set. But then the meaning and the purpose, the art of fulfillment, that is totally different. That is the personal development piece. And that is where you have the love and connection, right? Love and connection. All throughout this group is love and connection, right? Meaning and purpose. And then you have growth and contribution. You know, there's nothing like growth and contribution. You know, one of my favorite philosophers, Horace Mann, said, you should be ashamed to die until you contribute to the advancement of the human race. What a wonderful thought. God doesn't manufacture junk. Success is your birthright. And just because you're maybe down the road, just because you're too young, maybe you've never experienced financial success, doesn't mean you're not going to. It just means that you haven't met the right combination of people, thoughts, and environment. When you have the triple trio, when you have that trio of the people, the thoughts, and the environment, what am I really saying? I'm saying you'll be no greater than the people that you allow into your life. And the key word is allow. It isn't for me to let you in my life. It isn't for me to get you into my life. It's for me to let you into my life. Right? It isn't for me to get you into my business. It's for me to let you in my business. Right? So it's like I'm very judgmental when it comes to responses that people give me. Now, it isn't that I'm going to turn away anybody, but I want people to know that I got no time to waste, and I don't want to waste your time. This may or may not be for you, because the people that work with me are all going to really work hard to make a six-figure income their first year. Now, if that's too much pressure for you, there's a lot of other people around here that would love to sponsor people. So if you want to make an extra $500 a month, that's not what I'm looking for. Now, how often have I said that? Not often, because I do want to recruit everybody I can. But it's my mindset. This is what's important. It's my mindset. I want people to understand that I'm not playing here. This is the big leagues of business. This is the World Cup. This is the World Series of business. This is not a game to me. It's not a lottery ticket. You work with me, I'm going to make you very uncomfortable for a short period of time, because I want you to grow. And in the growth, just like in the gym, there's pain. You want your muscles to grow, you're going to have some pain, right? And we need to get through the pain, push through the pain, right? Until you create a foundation of knowledge and experience and wisdom and results. And then we can go to the next level of pain. There's always going to be different levels of breakthrough, right? So we were talking about skills. So we talked about prospecting, inviting, presenting. We need to look. There's some great presenters in our company. Give me a head shake. There's some great presenters in our company, right? I want to see you guys now. Okay, now I'm off the spotlight. Now I can see who's here. Oh, it's great. All right, man, you're all perfect. There you are. You all look perfect tonight. So let's go back to this. So, we all want to get better. We all want to improve. And so there's some great presenters, man. If let me tell you what I did. This was not a secret to me. I don't know why it's so mysterious to many people, but I'm not smart. I'm smart enough. I'm smart enough to learn a message. I'm smart enough to follow people that are making more money than I could even possibly think about. And just maybe if I did what they did, and I said what they said, and I read what they read, and I listened to what they listened to, just maybe I could earn like they earn and live like they live. Just maybe. If I did everything that they did and a little bit more. If I read the book not once, but maybe 10 times. It ain't how many books I read on network marketing. It's that one that really resonates with me and how many times I read that book to take ownership of the information. I want to own the information. I want it to be part of the fabric of who I am. It's not that I'm in ACN, it's that ACN is in me. It's pumping through my veins. And so is it pumping through your veins? That's called immersion. When you immerse yourself into what you know you need to learn, you either do it or you don't do it. You know what I'm talking about. I know I'm talking to you. I'm not talking at you. I'm not talking to you like this is bouncing off of you. I mean, if you were my little brother, if you were my child, I would tell you there's 5 kinds of people that you will meet. There are people that are bad at what they do. There are people that are average at what they do. There are people that are good at what they do. There are people that are excellent at what they do and elite at what they do. And if you want to be excellent or elite, you got to have a special intensity. You got to have a special focus. You got to have a high standard for the way that you go about your day and prioritize your day to get the most important things done every day. And there are many of people that are born with talent, and they could be good because they're born with it. But without the special focus and the intensity and the high standard, I doubt if they'll ever be excellent or elite. And there you go. Okay? So you got to have intrinsic values. You got to have, it has to be intrinsic within you. I mean, what is your level of desire? What is your level of consistency? What is your level of commitment? How much do you really believe in the industry, in the company, and in yourself? See, because your confidence in doing this is rooted in your belief. It's the root of confidence is your belief system. And so if you are not confident, then your belief is shaky. And you need to go back to understanding what is so special about this. On a forum call today, we just got an acknowledgement that it's been a job well done on our Flash Mobile white glove service. So all of you need to take a look. No matter what it was last year, you need to flush the toilet on that. Just flush twice, some of you, if you had a bad experience. I'm telling you right now, Flash Mobile is as good as energy prices. Look, think about it. We get paid on 100% commission on Flash Mobile because it's our product. On energy, what do we get paid? Like 30%? Commissionable value, whatever it is, 40% maybe? All I'm saying to you guys is that you got $3 trillion industries. You got the health insurance via healthcare sharing impact. You got energy, and you got now Flash Mobile, which is extremely attractive. And the hookups and the pricing on this is crazy attractive right now. Let me get some hands if you've looked at our Flash Mobile. Have you seen some of it? Y'all agree a little bit? Yeah, give me a little nod. So it's very, very important for all of you to really understand that we determine our level of competency here. There's 2 words that determine how well you do here. I'll write them down because if I'm a coach, and I am, and it comes down to this: personal responsibility. That's what life is. What happens in life to you and me happens to us all. Believe it or not, you're not going to want to hear that. The wind of tragedy, the wind of defeat, the wind of circumstance, the wind of bad luck, all of that happens to us all. But it's how we respond to that. It's how we set the sail. A kite rises up, not with, but against the wind. So it's when we face adversity, it's how we respond. And so we just need to know that we just need to dig in. You got to dig in and get better. There's not one thing that's happened to you that hasn't happened to thousands of people before you. I just want you to know, but you don't understand. Like, oh, yeah, I do. I do understand. And it's happened before. And as much as you want to whine and complain about it, like I did, I had to get over it because it wasn't fair. Or I lost the customer, or something didn't work right, or whatever. Am I going to allow one instance or two instances to throw me out of what could be probably my best opportunity? No, not me. I'm not doing that. And thank God I didn't. There's a lot of you that don't know my story, but I started as an IBO back in March of 1994, and I'm in my 31st year in the company. I broke records all throughout the 90s. I was the fastest to go to RVP. Did it in, I think it was less than 8 months. That's when it was much more difficult to go RVP. We needed 1,000 customers in separate households. I'll let you think about it that way. 5 different lines of 200. It was different, but we made a ton of money because we just did what the comp plan told us to do. And you know what we did? We trained people properly. We spent time with people. We did presentations for all the people that we started until they became independent of us. In other words, if I was to recruit or work with any one of you, I would stay with you until you were independent of me. Now, of course, if you don't show up, if you're not keeping me busy, if you're not doing all the things that are required in order for me to be with you, then guess what? I'm going to be with somebody else. That's no problem. But most people that work with me got massive results because I was highly committed to the people I committed to. And it wasn't me going to not show up. It was them that was not going to show up or not do what they said they were going to do. So, and let me also say something to you is that, the skill set is important, and presenting is important, and mastering the mundane is important, and getting as many people in front of the opportunity to make decisions, that's important. But what is most important is what you do every day. Most people here got a team. Act as if you don't have one. I'll say it again. Act as if you don't have one. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean ignore the team you got? No. It means that you got to stop looking at your team to do the work. And you need to do the work whether they do it or not. How many people want to hear one secret that I have trained on for 30 years, and everybody says to me after they've gone through this statement and then they exercised what I asked them to do? How many people want to know what I tell people to do that just will never fail you? Never. Ready? Now you got to do it. If you do it, you'll understand. If you don't do it, well, then it's just nothing but, throw it out the window. Recruit 2 people every month personally. I'll say it again. Recruit 2 people every month personally. No one will ever leave your business if you do that. If people recruit 2 people personally every month, I didn't say 2 people a day. I didn't say 2 people a week. I said 2 people a month. And if you think that's difficult, there's either 2 things going through my head for you. Number one is you don't know what work in this business is. You don't understand It's about talking to people. It's about talking to people every single day. As a matter of fact, I'll make it very clear. It's talking to as many different people as you can every day. I'll say it again, as many different people as you can every day. That's what I did. I wanted to make a god-awful amount of money. And I have earned tremendous amount of money in this industry. Now, what am I saying? I'm saying that I made a decision to do what the very best in the industry did, and it didn't matter about the excuses. Excuses didn't matter to me. There weren't any. I took no prisoners. Is that if someone wasn't interested in being in my business, I probably couldn't be around them for a couple years because I was on a mission. I'm not talking about a family member. I'm not talking about, obviously people that are in my life and part of my immediate family. Of course, I'm going to love on them and of course, be with them when I'm not working. But there was very few times when I wasn't working. I'm going to say that again. I mean, the real people that make a lot of money and real people that are very ultra successful in whatever it is they do, they are totally out of balance. We are out of balance, man. And I juggle a lot. I have this thing called this thing, right? I got a phone here, right? And I look at the phone just like I'm looking at it right now. And when that phone rings, I determine whether or not I want to answer it. That's my life. That's my entire life. I say to my wife when we go on vacation, doesn't matter if it's international, could be anywhere, anywhere. Well, my baseball tournaments that I go to, my son's a good baseball player, doesn't matter where we go, doesn't matter what I'm doing. I look at the phone, I determine whether or not I want to take a 3-minute break. I'll walk away from the crowd, whoever I'm with, stand up from my dinner table, say, I'll be right back, got to take this call. And guess what? I'm in the zone. It's game on, man. Game on. That's my life. That is basically, I describe most people's lives that are really the best in their industry because they know what is important. They know what is not. They know what they can let go to voicemail or just, they can just do a quick thing, text me. Your maybe thing, you don't want to answer, so text me, and then you see whether it's important or not, and you determine whether you should stand up from the table, walk away. I just want you to know, man, this business isn't part-time, full-time. Get that out of your head. It's not part-time, full-time. It's either in your life or not in your life. That's what it is. It's moment to moment. I work this business moment to moment. Very important. 90% of the people in the whole entire world do ACN, network marketing part-time. So you can't say that, everybody needs to quit their job and do ACN. That isn't smart. That's never smart. What it is to take a moment to, so whether you're working, doesn't matter. Most people have flex schedules anyway. They could be doing what they're doing. And then all of a sudden, you look at your phone, it's something that you need to do. You step away from your desk and you take the call, or you overhear a conversation at the water cooler, a conversation that groceries are too high. I can't believe it. I ran out of gas because I couldn't afford gas money. I mean, there's so many different kinds of conversations right now about people not being able to afford things. All you have to do is just listen. If you just listen, you can prospect every 15 minutes. Yes or no? I want you to know there is no shortage of people that want to hear about this. I'm gonna make one of my favorite comments to all of you. We are the answer to people's problems. I want to make it very clear. We are the answer to people's problems. We have something very valuable that they need. Very valuable. And if they don't see it, that's okay. Next, somebody else is out there and I got the answer for them. I am an answer to people's problems. I have something that people need. I have something that's extremely valuable. If it's not for you, just step aside because I am somebody's answer. And that's what you have to think about. I don't know. I'm a prayerful type of individual. I pray. That matters to me a lot in my life. A lot. And if I pray, I know other people pray. And I know a lot of people praying for miracles right now. You know, it's really funny. We don't look like miracles. We don't dress like miracles. We don't talk like a miracle. But let me tell you something. Some of you, ready for this one, man? Ready? Tell me you're ready. Give me one of these. You're already in your miracle. You're already in it. You're stumbling, though. You're stumbling inside of your miracle. God is active. All he wants you to do is participate, cooperate, do your part. He's already brought it to you, and you're playing with it. Some of you are RCs too long. You need to be RDs. Some of you are RDs, need to get it done. RVP. What are you doing? September, October, November. This is the strongest months in network marketing for the second half of the year. I'm working very closely with Renata moving forward. That means if you step up, I'm working with you. I'm not in the convincing business. It's okay. I'm busy enough. It's all right. You're not going to hurt my feelings. But I need you to understand that personal responsibility is a big deal. It's a big deal, not just in ACN, throughout your entire life. And I will tell you, it is the thing that's holding people back. You want to blame something or someone for your lack of results. Stop it. Stop it. Every one of us can get better. Every one of us, including me. Me. I can get better. I have gotten better. And I'm going to continue to get better. People ask me all the time, when are you going to stop doing ACN? When is enough enough? Are you going to retire? I'm working. This is work? Are you flipping kidding me? This is for me to help you live a better life and equip you to do that. I'm working. Do you see that there's sweat on my brow? Am I sweating here? No, I'm telling you the truth about how to live a great life in anything that you pursue. You're going to have to get committed. You got to be non-negotiable. You got to have a fanatical belief. You got to sell out. You got to surrender. You got to have an irrevocable commitment. You got to have an ardent, passionate desire. And most of all, you need to work your face off. You got to work your face off. Anybody want to work their face off? What do you think is going to happen when you work your face off? How about this? Better results than you currently have. Better results than you currently have. Some of you don't understand that you got to get more people being able to be in a position to make a decision. Remember, the decisions you don't control, the amount of people to make them, that's what you control. I want to go over one last thing with this group. Are you okay with it? Can you handle it? You guys need to be numbers focused. numbers focused. What does that mean? People say to me all the time, Larry, this month I'm going to do better. And I'm thinking, what the hell does that mean? People say to me, Larry, I'm working really hard. What does that mean? What are you measuring? How do you measure working hard? You measure working hard by results. What do we call results? We call results, right? Customers, new IBOs. So I want to ask you all a question for November. How many new IBOs are you going to put into your business in the month of September? That's the first question. When you give me that number, that's based upon knowing what you did in August. New. That means they just got in. And when I talk about new in September, that means they're not in the business yet. You and your team, how many are you and your team going to put into the business in the month of September? If you're an RD, it was a requirement to do one a day. One a day enrolled. What does that mean? But let's define it, because I'm going to work with you here. One a day means every single person in your RD open. Every RC, every ETL, every CQ, every personal prospect, right? All working together to get one paid brand leader per day, 30 in a month. Now you say, well, gosh, Larry, I'm nowhere near that. You got to begin somewhere. And you know where you begin? Here's where you begin. If I was to recruit any one of you right now, I would have a launch discussion. At the launch, I'm saying this, look, I'm very, very excited, Manny, working with you, buddy. We're going to do some great things. And I am committed to putting as much money in your pocket in the next 30 days as you help me put in your pocket. But I need your cooperation and your participation. Do I have it? Now, as you see on these bonuses here, there's a couple $1,000s available. We're going to get it. We're going to get the customer bonus, the promotional bonus. We're getting it all. Let me tell you how we're going to get it. We're going to make a statement. We're going to come out of the gate screaming. We're going to scream. Let me just tell this guy that he is going to call me until I answer. So I'm going to do this. All right. Good. Let me get back to you. So we're going to come out of the gate screaming. I'm going to say, look, here's how we get everybody's attention. Tatiana, you better watch the road. Do not go into a brick wall. It's not my fault. It's your fault. Okay? Just do me a favor. Keep your eyes on the daggone road. All right? So Manny, I want you to listen to me. Okay? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get 5 people, a handful of people in your group. It could be 5 personal people. It could be you getting one and getting one who gets one, 5 deep. It could be you recruiting 2, or you get those 2 people getting 2 each. I'm going to drive it all. You're too new. I'm the upline driver. Everybody is going to be launched by me, and I'm going to make sure everybody gets the ETL in the first 30 days. But your goal is to get 5. So I'm going to say to you, make a list of 100 people, the 10 easiest and the 10 best. 10 people that will be in your business just because you're in it. 10 people that will be your customer just because you asked them. This is called low-hanging fruit. People that are your friends, people that are your buddies, you do things together. You've helped them, they help you. You want to get results, right? And you're going to go get 5 people. So let's say we strive for 5, because write these 3 words down. I'm going to stretch, reach, and press people to get a handful of people when they launch. We're doing everything in our power. I want you to put 20 people in front of me in the first week. 20. All I want you to do is invite. Your job is just to invite. If your life depended on it, invite. If somebody had a gun to your head, could you do it? If your kids couldn't eat that week, if you didn't do that, your kids don't eat. Are you going to do that? Are you going to do it? No, you need to play the game. It's a mental game. If I don't do this, my kids don't eat. Some of you thinking I'm crazy. I'm good crazy. So we're going to get 5. So let's say for a minute, we strive for 5, we get 3. Let me tell you about what happens when you get 3. Congratulations, great job. You did the best you could. We measured it. You did a great job. Praise progress. Look for the good. Because here's the fact. If I didn't ask you to shoot for 5, you wouldn't have got 3. You may not have gotten 1. But because I put a number on it and we measured it, this is what happens. Now, if you're bad at presenting, if you're bad, well, I won't say bad, maybe ineffective, the ratio is 10 presentations you got to do to get 1 IBO. But if you're good, you need to do 4 presentations to get 1. 4 to get 1. So if you talk to 20 people in the first week and their effective presentations, you could have 4 or 5 new reps. But I bet you, I'm a betting man on this one. I bet you, y'all ain't putting 20 people in front of it the first week. I bet you. I bet you. And you're just being too nice. You're being too nice. You're working with me. Hey, we talked about 20. It's day 2. You got 1. Okay? What are you saying to these people? Follow the script. Here's what I want you to say. Now, we could do PBZs, 2 at a time, people that go together. They don't need to know each other, right? They could go together. Got to remember, you got to have an upline expert. Or you can do 1 big PBZ if they all are similar type people. But I want you to know something. Some people do PBZs, and you got Manny, or I won't use Manny. You got Hector with his wife beater T-shirt on, rubbing his belly, listening to the presentation. You know, you got Juan, he's picking his nose, right? You know, and everybody's seeing everybody. Not good. Not good. So we've got to be smart. That's why I love in-home meetings. And when you can do an in-home meeting in your local market, nothing compares to it. Nothing. You get me in front of people and they're open, stick a fork in them. They're cooked. They ain't got a shot. They ain't walking away if they're open. And so measure. Now I have 3. Now I have 3 people that shot, that were part of that program. What's their goal in their first 30 days? What's their goal? How many? 5. So you shot for 5, you got 3. If we shoot for 5 for the 3 that you have, what are we shooting for? 15. We shoot for 15. We may not get 15, but you ever recruited somebody that recruited 15 to 20 people in their first 30 days? I have a ton of them because it's called personal power. They have this personal influence. They get very successful, highly credible in a circle of highly influential, money-making people. And so you doing this? Yeah, I'm doing this. Let's do it together. And then sometimes they put both their husband and wife in, right? So they come in at 2 at a time. Look, bottom line is they're out there. So now you're shooting for 15 because each one of those 3 are shooting for 5 each. Are you getting what I'm doing, folks? You're stretching, reaching, and pressing. And the biggest thing of all is you got to get your invites up in the first week when people are most excited. Write this statement down. If you're writing anything down or recording it, here you go. Without a sense of urgency, desire loses its value. Without a sense of urgency, desire loses its value. It's just not as important. It's just not as important as it once was. Every day that goes by, it's just not as important as it was yesterday, unless they're heavily engaged, unless they're moving toward results, unless they have a better understanding from yesterday's activities and earlier today's calls and engagement. But let me tell you something, folks. I mean, some of you are going about this very casually. Casually leads to casualty. Don't become a casualty. And so there's nothing like an independent, self-sufficient leader. Nothing like it. Somebody that doesn't call you anymore. How many people want 10 self-sufficient, independent leaders that produce without you? There's nothing like it. There's just nothing like it. It's nothing like it. When I think about it, I just, so sexy, that thought. Yeah. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, so the bottom line is, man, it's like, you want to get to a point where you master this business. It's so much fun talking to people, owning the information, having fun with it, being creative with it. There's nothing like it, man. There's just nothing at all like it. So I'm going to close with this decision. This is something you all need to hear. So just listen. I will persist without exception, knowing that I have already made changes in my life that will last forever. Today, I insert the final piece of the puzzle. I possess the greatest power ever bestowed upon mankind, the power of choice. Today, I choose to persist without exception. No longer will I live in a dimension of distraction, my focus blown hither and yon like a leaf on a blustery day. I know the outcome I desire. I hold fast to my dreams. I stay the course. I do not quit. I will persist without exception. I will continue despite exhaustion. I acknowledge the fact that most people quit when exhaustion sets in. I am not most people. I am stronger than most people. Average people accept exhaustion as a matter of course. I do not. Average people compare themselves with other people. That is why they are average. I compare myself to my potential. I am not average. I see exhaustion as a precursor to victory. How long must a child try to walk before he actually does so? Do I not have more strength than a child? More understanding, more desire? How long must I work to succeed before I actually do so? A child would never ask the question, for the answer does not matter. By persisting without exception, my outcome, my success is assured. I will persist without exception. I focus on results. To achieve the results I desire, it is not even necessary that I enjoy the process. It is only important that I continue the process with my eyes on the outcome. An athlete does not enjoy the pain of training. An athlete enjoys the results of having trained. A young falcon is pushed from the nest, afraid of tumbling from the cliff. The pain of learning to fly cannot be an enjoyable experience, but the anguish of learning to fly is quickly forgotten as the falcon soars to the heavens. A sailor who fearfully watches storms sees lash his vessel, always steer an unproductive course. But a wise and experienced captain keeps his eyes firmly fixed upon the lighthouse. He knows that by guiding the ship directly to a specific point, the time spent in discomfort is lessened. And by keeping his eye on the light, there never exists 1 second of discouragement. My light, my harbor, my future is within sight. I will persist without exception. I am a person of great faith. And Jeremiah, my creator, declares, for I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope in a future. From this day forward, I will claim a faith in the certainty of my future. Too much of my life has been spent doubting my beliefs and believing my doubts. No more. I have faith in my future. I do not look left or right. I look forward. I can only persist. For me, faith will always be a sounder guide than reason because reason can only go so far. Faith has no limits. I will expect miracles in my life because faith produces them every day. I will believe in the future that I do not see. That is faith. And the reward of this faith is see the future that I believed. I will persist without exception.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow.
That's good stuff, isn't it?
It's incredible.
Read that every day. Read that every day. Read things like that every day. Walk around your office and speak out loud every day. Declare it every day. Proclaim it every day. That's my journey. I'm trying to tell you that you have no idea how great you can be. And I'm letting you know how great you can be. Not good. Good is the enemy of great. I mean great. You can be great. And I wish that for all of you. So as we move into September and close out August, I want you to know that I will be available to Renata and many of you. So here's my challenge for you in the month of September. Okay? I want to take a look at all of you. Here's my challenge. To all of you that took heart to what I said, some of you, it may not resonate. That's fine. I get it. For all of you that go to work and engage in the month of September, for all of you that recruit 2 new IBOs, 2, I will have a coaching session with you. It's either valuable, it's not valuable. That's all. Doesn't matter. I mean, I'm busy. I'll spend time with other people. I take nothing personally, nothing. And if, something may happen, something may come up. I understand stuff happens. But those of you that are focused, those of you that put 2 people into the business, you'll have a coaching session with me. And I have a feeling if that happens, good stuff will come from it. So I just want you to know, everybody, that RVP, it's got your name on it. For some of you, SVP's got your name on it. And some of you may not be here next year. That's the truth. It's the God's honest truth. Because, some people are just not going to make it. And that is true of everything. But many of you will. And I'm going to focus on the many. Okay? God bless you, everybody. God bless you. I really mean that. Okay, let's have a great night.
Thank you so much,
Close,
Larry.
close